Hey, Prob, it's Mr. Monahan here. This is going to be the day 6 notes. So get out your day 6 warm-up. We'll go over that first. So you have a warm-up packet, flip that to day 6, and then also get out your note packet so you can write this down, write down the day 6 notes as you watch. So this is going to be out of your warm-up packet. Okay, make sure that we know how to draw our box plots before we talk about day 6, which is going to be comparing them. So first, the following are the amounts of snowfall in previous months in the Twin Cities. I'm going to go ahead and change something here. Change this 20 to a 19, please. Okay, and then we're going to use that data. Okay, so find the 5-number summary. Okay, first thing we want to do is put those numbers in order. So we have a 19, we have two 20s, we have a 21, we have 24, 25. Then that's it for the 20s. We have 31, 32, and 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So that's how many numbers we're supposed to have. Perfect. So if there's 9 numbers, okay, you're trying to find the 5-number summary. So the first number in the 5-number summary is the smallest number, which I changed to make sure that it's 19. The last number in the 5-number summary is going to be 40, the biggest number that we have. Okay, then the next one we want to find is going to be the median. So if there's 9 numbers in our list, okay, that's an odd number, which means that an actual number from the list will be our median. And it's going to be the 5th number. If I circle the 5th number, which is 24, notice how there's 4 on this side, 4 on this side. Okay, so a total of 24, or a median of 24, I should say. Okay, then I need to take the middle of the bottom half and the middle of the top half. So for this one, that's going to be, for the Q1, there's 4 numbers down here. If I draw a line between the 2nd and 3rd number, okay, that's going to be my, where quartile 1 would be located. It's splitting the 4 on the bottom into 2 and 2. Since both numbers around that are 20, Q1 is 20. Okay, same thing up here. I'm going to draw a line between the 2nd and 3rd numbers. Now I need to take halfway between 31 and 32, which is 31.5. Okay, there's the 5-number summary. Then it says determine if there are any outliers. So to do that, to check if there's outliers, what we need to do is we need to get the IQR. So the IQR is Q3 minus Q1. Okay, which is 31.5 minus 20, which is 11.5. Okay, so that's my IQR, and that'll be an answer a little bit farther down the page, so you can go put that down there if you want right now. To determine if there's any outliers, we need to do Q1 minus 1.5 IQR. Okay, that'll check for low outliers, and we also need to do Q3 plus 1.5 IQR. Okay, so Q1 we said was 20. So this is 20 minus 1.5 times 11.5. Over here we're going to do 31.5 plus 1.5 times 11.5. Okay, when you do 1.5 times 11.5, you end up getting 17.25. So this is 20 minus 17.25. And then this one is 31.5 plus 17.25. Okay. So with that, when you take 20 minus 17.25, you get 2.75. Okay, that's the smallest number we would take that's not an outlier. This tells us that there's no low outliers. There's no stars on the bottom half. Okay, so I know that there's no outliers that are too small. Okay. Looking at outliers that might be too big, okay, 31.5 plus 17.25, that's going to be 48.75. So that's going to be my cutoff for anything bigger than that would be an outlier. But we don't have anything bigger than that, so there's no high outliers. So all in all, there aren't going to be any outliers in this problem, which happens sometimes. Okay, so this time, none of our numbers are significantly smaller than the rest. None of them are significantly larger than the rest. So we don't have anything outside the range of about 2.75 to 48.75. So no outliers at all. So we don't need to worry about making stars on any of the spots of the box plot. Let me scroll down, see if I can get that. There we go. All right, so then we have to go from 19 up to 40. So we can just do something like this where we maybe start at 15 and go up by 5s, something like that. Maybe I'll even go a little bit better than that. Maybe I'll go up by 3s. Just something that's going to be a good enough range so that you can see everything. Okay, so we need a star kind of above 19, or a dot, sorry, not an outlier, above 19, one above 20, okay, one above 24, one above 31.5, and one above 40. Okay, the middle 3 get your box, tail to the bottom, tail to the top, and that's it. This one had no outliers, so we don't need to replace anything with a star. Okay, finding the mode of our data, that's the one that comes up the most. So did we have repeats of anything when we were looking up here? So mode, okay, I see that we had 2 20s, and that's the only thing that we had 2 of. So the mode is going to be 20. Okay, the range is going to be the biggest one minus the smallest one. So that's 40 minus 19, which is 21. Okay, the standard deviation is something that we'll go to the calculator for. So let me just pause the video for a sec to pull that up. So when you have the Desmos calculator pulled up, the way that you're going to find standard deviation is by switching to tabs right here. Click on function. Standard deviation is this one in the middle. Okay, then you just have to have all the numbers in with commas in between. Okay, and that'll give us our standard deviation. So about 7.14 is what we're going to go with as an answer. So make sure you know how to type that in. So 7.14, let me scroll down so I can answer that. Okay, and then we know that's a measure of spread. Okay, that's how far apart the data is on average from the mean. Okay, IQR we already found. That one, let me scroll up just to remind myself what it was, but we already found that. That was 31.5 minus 20. So 31.5 minus 20, so that was 11.5. Okay, Q3 minus Q1. Okay, then moving on. So looking at the last one, 400 people were part of a survey, and the 5-number summary of the results was 2, 5, 7, 11, 15. So we have something like this, just a rough sketch, where this is 2, 5, 7, 11, 15. Okay. First question, how many people responded less than 2? 2 is called the minimum. So how many people responded less than the minimum? 0. Nobody is less than the smallest thing. Okay. Part B, how many people responded between 11 and 15? That would be this part of the box plot. We know that each part, sorry I didn't cross that out. We know that each part of a box plot is 25%. Okay, so we know that each one of these pieces is 25%, including the piece that we care about. So 25% of the people responded between 11 and 15. That's 25%, but that's not what they asked. They said how many people. There's 400 people total. We want to take 25% of 400, okay, which is just going to be 100. All right, so that's your warm-up for day 6. Okay, moving on to the notes for today. So the day 6 topic, okay, is comparing distributions and choosing numerical summaries. Okay, the essential outcome. I will be able to compare box plots and choose numerical summaries. So what we're going to look at is we're going to have more than one box plot on the picture at the same time, and you're just going to say things about them. So you can write some of these words down. You have the same table in your notes, okay? But different words you can use when you're trying to compare the different parts or aspects of the box plots you're looking at. So using words like shorter or the same, taller or equal, smaller, identical, wider. The things you should be discussing are the pieces of the 5-number summary. What is the minimum? What's the maximum? Q1, Q3. Where is the median? What's the IQR? Okay, are there any outliers? Maybe this one has outliers and another one doesn't. Okay, and then maybe the shape a little bit. So on the left is words you can use. On the right is things you can talk about. Okay, let me give you an example. Feel free to pause the video right here if you're still writing those words down. Okay, an example, here's 2 data sets. We don't know what they are because the title isn't very good. Okay, but we have kind of a set A and a set B. We can just find there's kind of no limit to the things you could say that are true about this. Here's an example. Okay, set B's minimum is the same as set A's Q1. So set B's minimum is right here. Okay, that's the same as set B's Q1. This is the min, this is Q1. Okay, so that's a true sentence. Okay, you could talk about which one has a lower minimum or a higher maximum or whatever the case may be. Here's another thing you could say. Set B's range is larger than set A's range. Okay, so the range of this one, okay, this one goes from like 15 to 6 at the bottom. So set B's range is 15 minus 6, which is 9. Okay, set A's range only goes from 12 to about 5. So that would be 12 minus 5, which is 7. So that's a true sentence too. Set B has a bigger range than set A. One more. Set A's Q1 is smaller than set B's Q1. Okay, so set A's Q1 is right here. Set B's Q1 is way up here. Okay. There's lots and lots more stuff you could have written about those box plots. Okay, you could talk about the IQR, or the maximum, or the medians. There's all kinds of things we could have said. Okay, so you might have some like that where it's just pictures and you need to just write sentences about it. Or you might get questions more like this. So this is already the last piece of the video. It says the weights of 50 males and 50 females from a university are shown in the box plots below. Use the graphs to answer the following questions. So we have 2 box plots here, one for female, one for male, and then how much they weigh in kilograms. So the first question, are all the males heavier than all of the females? Okay, usually males are going to be heavier, but do we have all of the males heavier than all of the females? That's just not true, right? So when you're looking at this one, okay, this is kind of a true or false almost. Okay, no. So here's a female right here is heavier than this male right here. Okay, so this one is a no. Okay, second one, 25% of the males are below 65 kilograms. So find 65 kilograms. It's probably right about here. Okay. Are 25% of the males beneath that? Okay, remember about box plots. In between each piece is 25%. So minimum to Q1, Q1 to median, you're broken into 25% chunks. This is actually true. Okay, below 65 kilograms, that is 25%. Okay. Third one, about half of the females weigh between what and what? This one actually has probably more than one right answer. Okay, because you can use 50% a few different ways. Let's just do the IQR because that's kind of the proper way to look at this. So I would say that this piece to this piece, we know is 50%. This is 25, this is also 25. Okay, so that looks like that's representing about 50. That looks like it's representing probably closer to 70. Okay, so I would say between 50 kilograms and 70 kilograms. Okay. You could probably have answered that a little bit differently if you chose. You could have gone from the median up, or the median down. Okay, which gender has the heaviest person? Okay, so the heaviest person in the whole graph, and then how much did they weigh? So the heaviest person in the graph is up here. Okay, this is the heaviest person in the graph. Okay, that's on the male graph. Okay, so we know it's males, and they weighed 120 kilograms. So the heaviest person was a male, and then how much was 120 kilograms? Okay. Then one last true/false. Half of the males weigh more than 3/4 of the females. Okay, true or false? Half of the males weigh more than, so this would be 50%. Half of the males would be 50%. Weigh more than 3/4 would be 75% of the females. We gotta see if that's true. So we gotta look at the upper half of males. Okay. The upper half of the males is right here. This is the upper half, okay, because this is 25% and this is 25%. So from this point on, okay, is there 75% below that for females? Okay, we already know that this piece is 25 and this is 25. This is also 25%. Okay, so we have 75% below this piece where the 50% mark of males. So this is actually a true sentence. Okay, there's 75% below that mark. Only about 25% of the females weigh as much as the top half of males. This is true. Okay. And that's it for today. So just looking at graphs and trying to compare them. Okay, in your homework packet, this year it's pink. You're looking at pages, let me flip through here real quick, 10 and 11. Okay, pages 10 and 11 for the homework for today. Okay, thanks for watching. Let your teacher know if you have any questions.